first, well, it's a collection of poems. The first one is Where the Sidewalk Ends. And the second one is A Light in the Attic. And they're both by an author named Shel Silverstein. And this is a picture of the author. Can you see him? And they're really funny poems, and I like them, but there's not a lot of pictures. So I'm going to show you the picture, and then we're going to read the poem. You ready? You want to go first?
Sure. Okay. This is what I'm showing you.
So there's a picture of a puzzle piece right here.
Yeah, all the way at the bottom.
That's the only picture.
At the bottom of the page, but at the top of the page is where we start to read the poem. It's called Picture Puzzle Piece. One picture puzzle piece lying on the sidewalk. One picture puzzle piece soaking in the rain. It might be a button of blue on the coat of the woman who lived in a shoe. It might be a magical bean or a fold in the red velvet robe of a queen. It might be the one little bite of the apple her stepmother gave to Snow White. It might be the veil of a bride or a bottle with some evil genie inside. It might be a small tuft of hair on the big bouncy belly of Bobo the bear. It might be a bit of the cloak of the witch of the west as she melted to smoke. It might be a shadowy trace of a tear that runs down an angel's face. Nothing has more possibilities than one old, wet picture puzzle piece. So many P's.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of puzzles. We just finished this puzzle. You see that big sandwich?
And then I ate it.
No,
I wish I ate
puzzle pieces. That'd be so silly. All right, this is the next one. You see the picture? There's mountains, and then there's people inside of a shoe. It is called Ickle Me, Pickle Me, Tickle Me Too. Ickle Me, Pickle Me, Tickle Me Too went for a ride in a flying shoe. Hooray, what fun! It's time we flew, said Ickle Me, Pickle Me, Tickle Me Too. Ickle was captain and Pickle was crew, and Tickle served coffee and mulligan stew. As higher and higher and higher they flew. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Over the sun and beyond the blue. Hold on, stay in. I hope we do, cried Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Never returned to the world they knew, and nobody knows what happened to dear Ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. So their names were Ickle me, pickle me, and tickle me. That's pretty funny. I've never heard of anyone named those names. But there's a lot of names I haven't heard of before. Let's see. This one Jason really likes because he has a little sister. It is called Sister for Sale. Oh no, good thing both of you have brothers. You can't sell your sister.
Oh, you want me to read it? One sister for sale, one sister for sale, one crying and spying young sister for sale. I'm really not kidding. So who'll start the bidding? Do I hear $1? A nickel? A penny? Oh, isn't there any? One kid who will buy this old sister for sale? This crying and spying young sister for sale?
Aww. You would never sell your sister.
No.
No, sisters are very important.
I wouldn't sell her. Not for $1 or a nickel or a penny.
No, maybe for like $1 million.
I don't think so.
Not even for $1 million.
I wouldn't be able to buy her back for $1 million, so she'd be worth more than that.
What about for carrot cake?
I do like carrot cake.
All right, friends. So this one, it's a big pile of garbage. Do you see that huge pile of garbage? That's the only picture on this page. And then on the other page, there's a little girl, and she's running away from the big pile of garbage. It's called Sarah Cynthia Sylvia Stout. That's a very long name. Sarah Cynthia Sylvia Stout would not take the garbage out. She'd scour the pots and scrape the pans, candy the yams and spice the hams. And though her daddy would scream and shout, she simply would not take the garbage out. And so it piled up to the ceiling. Coffee grounds, potato peelings, brown bananas, rotten peas, chunks of sour cottage cheese. It filled the can, it covered the floor, it cracked a window and blocked the door with bacon rinds and chicken bones and drippy ends of ice cream cones with prune pits, peach pits, orange peel, gloppy glumps of cold oatmeal, pizza crust and withered greens, soggy beans and tangerines, crusts of blackburn buttered toast, and gristly bits of beefy roast. The garbage rolled on down the hall. Now it went from the ceiling all the way to the hall? That's far. It raised the roof and broke the wall. Greasy napkins, cookie crumbs, globs of gooey bubblegum, cellophane from green bologna, rubbery macaroni, peanut butter, caked and dried, curdled milk and crusts of pie, moldy melon, dried up mustard, eggshells mixed with lemon custard, cold French fries, and rancid meat. Lumps of yellow cream of wheat. Ooh. At last, the garbage, it reached so high that finally it touched the sky. Oh. All the neighbors moved away and none of her friends would come to play. So finally, Sarah Cynthia Stout said, okay, I'll take the garbage out. But then, of course, it was too late. The garbage reached across the state, all the way from New York to the Golden Gate. Do you know where the Golden Gate is?
Yeah. San Francisco.
Yeah, San Francisco. That's far from New York to San Francisco. That's like in our travel class. We learn about how far that is. That's all the way across the country. And there in the garbage she did hate, poor Sarah met an awful fate that I cannot right now relate because the hour is much too late. But children, remember Sarah Stout and always take the garbage out. It is not a good idea to leave the garbage inside for too long. It's very stinky. And then up to the ceiling, that would be crazy.
Yeah, I don't want to live like that.
No way. That would be crazy. Our garbage, it has a lid on it. If it got all the way to the lid, then we have to take it out. Whoa, this story. Who knows what that is? It's a king. And the king is eating a peanut butter sandwich. It's called Peanut Butter Sandwich. I'll sing you a poem of a silly young king who played with the world at the end of the string, but he only loved one single thing, and that was just a peanut butter sandwich. The only thing he would eat.
I mean, I'm okay with that.
His scepter and his royal gowns, his regal throne and golden crowns were brown and sticky from the mounds and dripping from each peanut butter sandwich. His subjects all were silly fools. So he had passed the royal rule that all they could learn in school was how to make a peanut butter sandwich. He would not eat his steak, he scorned his soup and kingly cake, and told the courtly cook to bake an extra sticky peanut butter sandwich. That sounds good. And one day he took a bite and he started chewing with delight. But he found his mouth was stuck quite tight from that last bite of peanut butter sandwich. Uh-oh, my mouth's stuck. Jason's gonna have to finish a book. I can't read it anymore.
His brother pulled, his sister pried. The wizard pushed, his mother cried. My boy's committed, from eating his last peanut butter sandwich.
I can't get it open.
The dentist came and the royal doc. The royal plumber banged and knocked, but still those jaws stayed tightly locked. Oh darn that sticky peanut butter sandwich.
It's not opening, stuck with peanut butter.
The carpenter, he tried with pliers. The telephone man tried with wires. The firemen, they tried with fire, but couldn't melt that peanut butter sandwich.
Still closed.
With ropes and pulleys, drills and coil, with steam and lubricating oil, for 20 years of tears and toil.
20 years? What's harder than 20 years?
They fought that awful peanut butter sandwich. Then all his royal subjects came. They hooked his jaws with grappling chains and pulled both ways with might and main against that stubborn peanut butter sandwich. Still there. Each man and woman, girl and boy, put down their plows and pots and toys and pulled until, crack, oh joy! They broke right through that peanut butter sandwich. A puff of dust, a screech, a squeak, the king's jaw opened with a creak, and then in voice so faint and weak, the first words that they heard him speak were,
"How about another peanut butter sandwich?" That's funny.
That is funny.
He didn't learn his lesson, even after 20 years.
I bet he was hungry.
I mean, peanut butter sandwiches are very good, but you do have to be careful. Make sure you have some water with it. I'm going to read this one.
Okay.
There you go.
You see the picture
This
first.
looks like a lot of you guys at school. Sometimes you put Band-Aids on all over the place, on your heads, on your elbows, on your knees, on your fingers, on your ears, on your chins, on your nose, on your eyebrow.
Or wherever you need one, really.
Now, this kid has a lot of Band-Aids.
Yes. I have a Band-Aid on my finger, one on my knee and one on my nose, one on my heel and 2 on my shoulder, 3 on my elbow and 9 on my toes, 2 on my wrist and 1 on my ankle, 1 on my chin and 1 on my thigh, 4 on my belly, 5 on my bottom, 1 on my forehead and 1 on my eye, 1 on my neck, and in case I might need them, I have a box full of 35 more. But oh, I don't think it's the sort of pity. I don't have a cut or a sore.
They just like to play with Band-Aids.
It's like a sticker.
It is like a sticker, I guess. Those are very expensive stickers. Band-Aids are not the same as stickers.
Not toys.
And if you're wearing a Band-Aid, I always think that you're hurt, and that makes me very nervous and very sad. So I'll ask you if you're okay. So I only wear a Band-Aid if I have a boo-boo. Well, those are some of my favorite poems. I was wondering, do you guys like those? Should we read some more sometime? Yeah, they're pretty funny. Do you have a favorite one that we just read? Did you like one about the sandwich, the garbage?
I like the sandwich.
You like the sandwich? What about you, Sabrina?
I like the one about the garbage.
You like the one about the garbage? You gotta remember to take out the garbage. And if it's not your job in the house, then you gotta remind Jason to take out the garbage. Or whoever your Jason is, like dad or mom, or your big brother or sister. Well, friends, we're gonna say Shema and say goodnight. Are you ready? Shema Israel Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Israel Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto, Very nice job. Thank you for saying it along with me. Lila Tov, good night.
Lila Tov.
I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Who knows where we're traveling to tomorrow? Does anyone remember? Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Iran?
Yeah. We're going to
Russia.
Yeah, we're going to Russia at 10 o'clock. And then we're going to Iran at 11 o'clock. And then we have yoga at 2 o'clock.
Oh, I have yoga at 2 o'clock.
And a bedtime story at 6:45. And then
bedtime story at 6:45.
It's important to have a schedule. Thank you for sharing your schedule with us. And I'm happy to make a schedule with you. So we're going to Russia with Yana first. I know some of you have Yana as your teacher. So that's pretty exciting.
Bedtime story at 6:45.
All right, friends, we love you. Good night.
Lila Tov.
Lila.
Oh,
And
good night.
happy birthday to your daddy, Sabrina.
Another one though.